She's a fashion blogger, model, and entrepreneur.
She's amazing.
The latest tips on fashion, beauty, wellness, travel, and her lifestyle. And now, here's the founder and creator of Not Basic Blonde, Olasha.
Hi, Grace. I'm so glad to have you on the Not Basic Blonde podcast. And I'm so excited because today will be a very special episode and very exciting. So would you please tell our listeners about yourself and what we are about to dive into?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. It's a true honor. So my name is Grace Smith, and I am the founder of the Grace app. And essentially, I'm on a mission to make hypnosis mainstream. And there's a whole big, long story for why, but I'll give you the very truncated notes on that, which is I used hypnosis to quit smoking when I was 24 years old. I was running a very busy, fast-paced office in New York City for the Silicon Valley startup. So all of my peers were in San Francisco. I had all this weight on my shoulders, and I had no healthy coping mechanisms. So I partied a lot to work out the stress and the anxiety. And I'm very grateful that actually took a turn for the worst fast. So I was quite young, and I ended up getting sober at 24 years old. But 6 months into my sobriety, I was still chain smoking cigarettes, and someone suggested hypnosis. So I went in with my arms crossed over my chest, not at all expecting it to work. And it's the one thing that did. So one session later, I was a non-smoker, and I said, what is this? What is the subconscious mind? Why was this so relaxing and peaceful and informative when I thought it would be creepy, or I thought it wouldn't work, or I thought it would be mind control? And it was none of those things. So I said, let me learn more. And I used it then to overcome debilitating stage fright. I had fear of public speaking my whole life. And after 10 sessions of hypnosis, was the lead singer in an all-girl rock band in Brooklyn. So that worked. And then I started going, how could the same thing help with smoking and fear of public speaking or performance? They seem to be entirely unrelated. So piqued my interest even more about the subconscious. Ended up getting a certification in hypnotherapy just because I was fascinated at this point. And 3 months into doing hypnosis, just part-time on the side, helping family and friends, I helped a man who was paralyzed on the left-hand side of his body from a stroke. And in our first session together, he broke through his paralysis and moved for the first time in 4 months. So I ended up marrying his son, if you can believe it. That's how I met the man who would become my future father-in-law. And so ever since, my husband and I have been on a mission to make hypnosis mainstream in order to end needless suffering. Because what we found is whether it's smoking or weight loss or nail biting or fear of flying or yelling at your kids and being impatient when it's the last thing you want to do, all the way through to a stroke-induced paralysis, all of this lives in your subconscious. And if you can learn how to access your subconscious directly and rip out the weeds and plant some beautiful seeds of how you want to be in this world, it is so much more rapid and effective than any other tool I've come across in the last 10 years of doing this. So it's very brave and very cool of you to offer to do a hypnotherapy session for all of your viewers in your community to witness and watch, because otherwise they'll just see what Hollywood portrays this as, which could not be further from the truth of what it is.
I absolutely agree with you. And subconscious mind, of course, you just said and explain miracles and magical stories. And I totally believe in subconscious mind because one of my therapists used that theory, and not by hypnosis, but she just used certain phrases and certain words, and she would go deep into the problem, and she would work with subconscious mind, looking for the cause of the problem on a deeper level, because we hide from our problems with other problems, and it's all in subconscious mind. And the story you just told about stroke, my grandma had recently stroke in July, and as of right now, she's still not walking. Her leg is moving, she can move it, she can get up with our help, but then she can't walk. She's afraid. There is in her mind, there is some stop sign that prevents her from walking. I guess she needs to try this, I guess.
Yes, absolutely. And There have been other studies where people have used hypnotherapy to break through a stroke-induced paralysis. So my father-in-law is not the only documented case. And what they described to me, the medical community, is that our mirror neurons are activated very powerfully in hypnosis. And so if you kind of think that a stroke kind of fries the neurons, burns them up and makes them where they can't be utilized.
Yeah.
If only a small section is burned, but then by using hypnosis, you're able to activate the surrounding mirror neurons, and they can create these phantom connections, and which then turn into real connections outside of that old burnt spot. You can regain some motion. So he now walks without a cane. He has limited range of motion in his left arm still, and it's difficult for him to grasp some things. So it's not like he, went back to the way he was as this peak athlete before, but he regained his life. And when I went to go work with him, it wasn't to work on the stroke. Again, I was only doing this for 3 months. Neither he nor I or anyone assumed that was possible. I went to help him with his depression, because by becoming paralyzed at 46 years old, he was very, very depressed. So it's not to say that this is a miracle cure who will work for everyone, but if there are enough healthy mirror neurons in the surrounding area, my goodness, it's certainly worth a shot. So I'd be happy to gift your grandmother a session if she's open to it. Just why not? At the very least, she'll feel less stressed and less afraid. That's absolutely for certain.
Yeah, so true. And also, are there any side effects on it? And can people get anxious after this? Or, sometimes sound baths or Reiki session makes some people anxious afterwards and they go through these waves. But with hypnotherapy, how does this work?
Great question. There are very few instances where you feel worse after hypnotherapy before getting better. So that can happen with a lot of healing modalities. EMDR is one of them. It's very powerful, but you tend to feel really bad for a bunch of days after a session, and then it kind of alleviates and you go from there. Hypnotherapy, I'd say maybe 1 in every 100 sessions, not 1 in 100 people, but 1 in 100 sessions, because you could never have it happen and then all of a sudden on your 100th session, you feel kind of crummy the next day. It just sort of just depends what you work on. But the way hypnotherapy is so effective is because accessing what's called the theta brainwave state of being. So if we were to put sensors on our head and read on a monitor the brain waves we're currently producing, we'd be producing right now what are called beta brain waves. So they are conscious awareness, and the waves would look like this. So spiking fast and close together. That's just regular talking. That is our least adaptive state. That state, the beta brainwave state, our normal waking consciousness, is the state where we can take in the least amount of new information. If we were to just pause our talking and stare out the window and contemplate something, we drop down into alpha, which is a little bit smoother, a little bit slower, and that's what's known as daydreaming. Now, way down here where the waves barely move at all is delta, and that's sleep. When we're asleep, we are consciously offline. We're not consciously aware of ourselves sleeping in bed. We're consciously totally offline, but our subconscious is awake when we're in the REM stage of sleep, because that's what dreams are, right? It's our subconscious working the day out. So most people think hypnosis takes place in delta, where we're consciously offline, where we're in this blackout state. And that's not true. That's Hollywood movie projection. That's false. Where hypnosis takes place is this beautiful place that is deeper than daydreaming, but more awake and alert and conscious than sleep, which is called the theta brainwave state. So when you're in theta, you're so wonderfully deeply relaxed. You feel so perfectly safe that you finally have the surplus energy required to create new neurological links in the brain very, very rapidly. So to answer your question about side effects, you have to relax to even get into hypnosis. And so it's unlikely that someone would feel anxiety after, because you're in this beautiful release that almost nobody ever gets to. If you're a deep meditator, you know what theta is all about. Most other people are just getting more and more stressed in beta, and they don't even know what this beautiful state feels like. Some people get anxious before hypnosis, like their first session. They don't know what to expect, and they find themselves almost having a panic attack. They're so nervous. Not everybody, some just are a little bit nervous, but most people, their first session of hypnosis are at least at a tiny bit heightened anxiety level, and that's perfectly normal, natural. We expect it. And it's great because once you get into theta, you feel even better than if you had walked in calm. So it's not a bad thing.
I'm very interested about all the things that hypnosis can do. And also, what problems are usually kind of solved and shifted in hypnosis? Is it usually our fears, our blocks, our maybe financial limiting beliefs, or anything else?
Yes, all of the above and more. So, because hypnosis is just the most effective way to access your subconscious, if you think about it that way, it's just all it is a pathway directly into your subconscious. And it's through relaxation, visualization, meditation. In fact, I call hypnosis meditation with a goal. So when you think about it that way, you can understand the breadth of what's possible because you're in your subconscious now. So anything that's stored in your subconscious, you can work on, including memories, beliefs, emotional reactions, and how you show up in the world. So it's everything from insomnia to wanting to be the best public speaker you can be, to overcoming subconscious limitations about what you think is possible in love and finding the love of your life because you're no longer sending out subconscious signals you don't trust anybody, it's literally all limiting beliefs, all emotional responses, all habits and fears. So that was interesting to me when I first started. And I was like, how could the same thing that works on smoking work on public speaking? But really, it's all in the subconscious. So there's very few things that you can't work on hypnosis with. The only contraindication is schizophrenia, because if there's a little bit of a departure from having a sense as to what's reality and what's not, then you'll see when you go into the theta brainwave state, we're going to be able to be in multiple places all at once. You can be on a beach, but you can also be in your beautiful apartment, and you can also be whatever it is we're going to work on together. Let's say it was feeling comfortable flying, because that's a popular one, also on a plane. So for someone who has difficulty with sort of a break from reality that's happening spontaneously, doing it on purpose is just not beneficial. But for everyone else in the world, hypnotherapy is incredibly cathartic, therapeutic, and helpful. That having been said, I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a psychologist. We don't diagnose or treat disorders. Obviously, we don't prescribe medication. I'm just an expert in you accessing your subconscious and upgrading it.
Okay, I guess we can jump into it.
Okay, great. So I will say one more thing, because I think a lot of people listening might be wondering, well, why does Hollywood make it look like it's mind control? Why do they make it seem that way if it's not that way? Do you think that'd be helpful to touch on?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's very interesting.
Okay, perfect. So there was a man named Franz Anton Mesmer in the 1850s, and it's from his last name that we get the word mesmerizing or mesmerized. And he, in the beginning of his career, used hypnotherapy very effectively. Hypnotherapy has been around since ancient Egypt. There were sleep temples, and people would go in, and the priests and priestesses would, whisper, and the quotes were for the magic words that they would use and whisper into people's ears. Really, it was just affirmations. And then the people would exit the sleep temples having been transformed. So hypnotherapy is thousands of years old. But this guy in the 1850s started off with a very successful career using hypnotherapy. And then as time went on, he got weird and he started doing stage antics, and he started bringing in all these things that aren't hypnotherapy. And he was just a bizarre dude. And so unfortunately, he kind of tainted the image of hypnosis, even though it had already been around for thousands of years and was widely effective in helping, soldiers on the battlefield when they ran out of anesthesia, and a whole host of other amazing things. So because of this skewed perception that came from Anton Mesmer, early on in Hollywood, they were able to use hypnosis as a way of describing why a character who would normally never behave in a certain way all of a sudden were, right? So if they were really shy and awkward, all of a sudden now they're the most outgoing person in the room. Why is that? It has to be hypnosis. It's not true, but honestly, I think it's lazy screenwriting. It's a way for people to explain behavior without having to give a truthful backstory. So if hypnosis were actually mind control, people would just bring me their spouse or their boyfriend or girlfriend and a checklist, and we'd have 8 billion customers, right? Like, I can't even make someone pick their socks up off the floor if they don't want to. That's just how much it isn't mind control. And the extent to which you want the results is how quickly you'll tend to experience the results. So in my own example, I 100% wanted to quit smoking. There was none of me left that wanted to smoke, and I quit in one session. But in order to overcome the fear of public speaking, I knew I'd have to speak in public, which I didn't actually want to do. So part of me really wanted it, part of me didn't want it, and that took a whole whopping 10 sessions. So on average, you can expect about 93% improvement after 6 sessions per topic.
Very interesting in how you told the history about this. Yeah, I know so many people have different misconceptions about this, and because they heard so many myths about it. So I'm glad you clarified that.
Okay, perfect. Great. So what we'll do now is we'll do 2 rounds of self-hypnosis. They're nice and short, but it's just so you get to feel, and everybody who's listening, as long as you're not driving, please don't follow along if you're driving because you will relax deeply. Just to see what it feels like to go from beta, which is normal waking consciousness, where we're speaking right now, down into that theta state, and to see that everyone is capable of doing this. Everyone actually naturally goes in and out of beta all the way down to delta, which is sleep, and back up through the loop all day long. So nobody listening is going, or if you're saying to yourself, I can't be hypnotized, it's actually inaccurate. Every single person can be. And it's to your benefit to play with it and see what it feels like to go into theta. So if you're interested, everybody can follow along. And how we'll start is by figuring out your starting stress level. So 0 is the most relaxed you can possibly be, and 10 is a full-blown panic attack. So what would you say is your starting number right now?
Well, I had the panic attacks last year really bad that I couldn't eat. I had to, I had them constantly several times a day. Yeah. And that was terrible for like 3 months. I've had it. And now I kind of learned how to manage it. So now I guess it's like 5, 6.
Wow, that's beautiful. Congratulations on learning how to manage it. That's, you get your quality of life back because it really does rob you.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't even sleep. It was a misery. I lost like 20 pounds because I didn't want to eat. Like I had like no appetite.
And do you know, and my apologies if it's something you've discussed on the podcast and I happen to miss the episode or something, but do you know what the trigger was?
I don't, because I was fine, and like it started 3 years ago, and then I've had it, then it stopped, it went away, then I was completely fine. And then like one day I was just sitting there and I just had some fear about someone, not about myself. But then it happened to be 2 months later, my mom's friend committed suicide, and I had fear about someone jumping out the window. So I'm very intuitive, and I'm very sensitive to things. I can feel it. And I didn't, I don't go into, I probably would. I had so many suggestions from the healers and shamans and all that. If I wanted to do it, I could probably do it, but I don't want to do it because I think it's too much. But I have strong intuition. Even I can look at the picture and I can tell about a person sometimes.
That's amazing.
But I don't practice it professionally. Just like, I had this crazy kind of like awakening, spiritual awakening, maybe when I was 29. And like the past 4 years, I've been like so, sensitive. I've been before, my intuition has been always pretty strong, but I never really trained it.
Wow. Absolutely. So, I mean, not to say that it needs to be your profession, but our story sounds similar. I started off very intuitive and not wanting to do anything with it. And lo and behold, look where I am now. So you never know where life's going to take you. But I love that you're using your platform to share with your community, the ways that people can utilize these tools, even if you're not the practitioner yourself, in order to heal. So this is really interesting. I was going to take us down kind of just an interesting journey through your subconscious mind, but I wouldn't be surprised if we end up finding out a little bit more about what caused these panic attacks. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. We could always do another session, not for the podcast later, to go into it if you want. But what happens a lot of the time is you have a panic attack and then you end up fearing having a panic attack. And so the fear of having one can set them off. Was that your experience?
It was, and like it was all fine, but then actually I'm sensitive about someone who is close to me, and if some of the family members have something, then I kind of like adopt it to myself. And then when a family member had rapid like heart palpitations, then I started like thinking about mine, and I started fearing of that. So it's like, I got it.
Yes. Yeah. When you're as empathic as you are,
Yeah.
it's to take, do you find it difficult going on public transportation, like a subway or a bus? Do you end up feeling like you're taking on everybody's energy in those places?
Not anymore, because I learned to separate it. Like I explained before, my one of my therapists work with subconscious mind. She told me that I can feel it from other people. That's why when I walk in a room or when I'm around so many people, when I'm on the plane, I used to have it really bad anxiety on the plane, because so many people do have it on the plane. And she said, like, you just basically felt it. That's why it wasn't yours, but you felt it. But we worked on that block kind of to work it through, so I don't like accept it. So I kind of now separate it, but I still can feel energy, people's energy, like, when you meet someone or when you walk in a room. I still feel that, but not to the level that I used to. That was scary.
Beautiful. I'm so happy that you were able to learn those tools. Yeah. A quick tip for everyone listening, if you haven't heard this before, and especially if you're empathic, and you probably are if you are listening to this episode, is this mine or someone else's? When we start to take on energy that are other people's and we don't realize we're doing that, we start to wonder if there's something seriously wrong with us a lot of the time. And if we're developing anxiety or depression or whatever else. And so, quick question, is this mine or someone else's? And 99% of the time I get that it's somebody else's, and I just have to energetically send it back and clean myself up a little bit and recalibrate. But it's interesting that even though you learned how to do that in public spaces and around strangers, that you're still feeling your family members, or because this was your mother's best friend, we tend to kind of let the walls back down again with friends and loved ones. And it's not a bad thing necessarily to know when something's happening with a loved one, but it can be overwhelming as well. So you're able to.
Yeah, it's scary because I don't know what to do and how to protect them from this. Like I had a fear in April about my grandma and her having a stroke, and she got it in July. Like I had this fear and I had this crazy pictures coming up in my head. Not there like I picture it, but they're just like out of nowhere. And that happened to her, and it was just like, that's what I was fearing of, and I didn't know how to protect them, how to prevent them from this, but
Well, I'm thinking of a dear friend of mine who, the way she feels better when she gets nervous about something, let's say COVID, right? When it first started 2 years ago, she wanted to read every medical journal. She wanted to know every single thing about every single molecule of what was happening. She wanted to know about every single person who was dying in Italy before it came here. So she knew the numbers and knew the stats. That's what calms her. I had to turn the news off. I had to turn it off.
I did too, but the weirdest and craziest part with COVID was I felt it too. I was in Jamaica at that time for vacation, and I already told that story on my podcast, but I'll probably for new listeners, I'll say it again. I had such a strong fear, but not about myself, about the whole world. And I'm like with my friends, and I was like, I have this fear, like I'm not in the reality, and I feel this strong fear. Why is it so scary? What's going on? What's gonna happen to the world? And like we coming back, and a few weeks later, we find out this the whole pandemic like affected the whole world. I was like, oh my God, now it all explains.
I have chills all over. Wow.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think when it comes to you receiving this information, in many ways, it's a beautiful gift. I know you can feel the aspects of it that are a beautiful divine gift. And when it comes to, okay, but now how do I tell people, or do I tell people? It's really going to be a matter of how that individual would filter that information. Are they going to be like my friend who wants every nitty gritty detail and is calmed by having as much as possible? Or is that person someone who needs as little as possible, and more of like a suggestion around eating healthy, or like, grandma, let's go for a walk, as opposed to, I saw this. And everyone will be different, and you can use your intuition. And also just asking, I kind of got a little bit of a download about something for you without giving an indication if it's positive or negative. Like, if you ever want the information, let me know. But in the meantime, I won't say anything, just so you know, everything's great. It always turns out great, which is true.
But I started thinking if it's just like me, or if it's gonna happen, or if it's true. Like I start questioning a lot, and that's why I'm kind of like, I don't know if I should even say anything about it.
Yeah, there's a lot of ethical questions behind a gift like this. So, while you're developing it and while you're learning to trust it, just journal what comes to you, and the universe will send you signs of synchronicities as to whether you're meant to share that in another way or not. But I would get it down on paper so you can go back and say, oh, wow, look at the date, look at what I got, look at what happened, and start to build up your own faith and trust in your abilities, and then your ability to disseminate the information or not ethically and in a way that's in alignment. You're going to get it. You're already on the path. It's already happening.
Thank you.
But I'm interested to see where we go today, now that I know this about you, because we're definitely going to visit your inner child, which is one of the most powerfully healing, cathartic things that anyone can do for themselves. I'm sure you've done some of that work in your self-healing. And then we were going to visit a fear and do some healing around a fear. We don't know what the fear is yet. We'll see what your subconscious wants to bring forth. And then if there's anything that you want to amplify and magnify. So if there's an area of your life where you're doing great, but it could be even stronger, like confidence or abundance, or even eating in a way that's in alignment with what your body's craving. Whatever it is, we'll ask your subconscious, because your subconscious knows better than your conscious. and that was sort of the plan for your session today. Does that feel good?
Yeah. Should I keep the mic on, like not on mute, right?
Yeah, you can leave it on.
Okay.
And so for everybody listening, we'll start with those 2 rounds of self-hypnosis that everyone can participate in as long as they're not driving. And then from there, we'll just do your session and everyone can listen on.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. So still at about a 6 level stress?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right, go ahead and close your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Take a nice, deep, letting go breath. And think of a color you love. It can be a color or a shade. Anything's perfect and correct. And say that color out loud when you're ready.
Pink.
Pink, perfect. And imagining pink flowing in through the top of your head, all the way through your body, out the bottoms of your feet, down into the center of the earth. Pink relaxing you, pink releasing you, pink taking you all the way down. You realize now your eyelids are wonderfully deeply relaxed. Your eyelids are so wonderfully deeply relaxed, they just want to stay closed. No matter how hard you try to open them, they just want to stay closed. And when you're absolutely certain your eyes just don't want to open, go ahead and say pink.
Pink.
And imagine pink flowing in through the top of your head, all the way through your body, out the bottoms of your feet, down into the center of the earth. Pink relaxing you, pink releasing you, pink taking you all the way down. Repeat out loud after me. I am safe.
I am safe.
I am calm.
I am calm.
I choose to be here.
I choose to be here.
Take a nice deep letting go breath. And one last time, say pink.
Pink.
Imagining pink flowing in through the top of your head, all the way through your body, out the bottoms of your feet, down into the center of the earth. Remembering 0 is the most relaxed you can possibly be. Go ahead and notice your new number on the scale and say that number out loud when you're ready.
3.
3, perfect, and open your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. So you just cut your stress in half
Mm-hmm.
in like 60 seconds. Really beautiful. So first time you've ever done self-hypnosis, is that right?
Yeah.
Amazing. So you can see how powerful this is going to be, because if it was just a 60-second process and you cut your stress in half, for everyone listening, there will be people who started at an 8 and they went to a 7. There will be people who started at an 8 and they went to a 0. I mean, it will run the gamut, but the average is exactly what you experienced, which is that you cut your stress in half in just the first round. So imagine if someone were going into a stressful situation and they just took 60 seconds to do self-hypnosis. They'll be so much more grounded, so much more in control of their faculties. They'll say what they want to say, or they'll eat what they want to eat, or they'll just have the energy they desire to have, instead of that stress manic energy where we end up being kind of out of control, both physically and emotionally. So awesome first round.
Very interested. Is it like your body automatically tells you the number? Because like, I didn't think of the number. It just,
Yeah, it's a very intuitive thing. Everyone's always able, I say on a scale of 0 to 10, if 10's a panic attack and 0 is the most relaxed you can be, people can just feel and know where they are. Sometimes they'll say, oh, between 6 and 7, like you did, maybe 5 and 6. We tend to assume the higher number to start. And then when you're done, you can just feel it. You can just feel how you dropped from a fight, flight, freeze, survival mode, stress state, because anything above a 4, so 5 and above, is in the red zone. That's not where we want to live. Anything from 4 or below is in the safe zone. That's where we want to live. So you went from a stress state to the safe zone in a minute, never having done it before. Awesome job. So I'll briefly describe how and why that works, and then we'll do round 2, and then we'll get into your session. Okay. So when I say imagine a color you love tends to show up, as we can see in your background, in your wardrobe. It tends to show up in people's throw pillows. It tends to show up in their coffee mug or the color of their walls, right? And so if you do self-hypnosis enough, and my recommendation is that every single day, at least 3 times a day, pairing it with breakfast, lunch, and dinner is an easy way to remember to do it, because you're already going to have those meals. So you start to train your subconscious mind to relax every time you see the color when you do this. So you already like it, which relaxes you. But then if you're training yourself to relax by saying pink, then just by seeing pink, you're going to start relaxing. So it's very cool. It has a very cool long-term effect. Then I said you noticed your eyes were so wonderfully deeply relaxed. They just wanted to stay closed. No matter how hard you try to open them, they just want to stay closed. So the reason why your eyes didn't open is because I said the word try. And without giving you any information up front, we all collectively know that to try is to fail. So if a girlfriend says, oh, I'll try to meet you for lunch, chances are she's not coming. But if we say, oh, I'm going to try to launch a podcast, chances are it's not happening. We want to do it or not do it. But it also shows that we're beginning to absorb suggestions, which is great. So if anybody who was following along during that moment popped their eyes open, it typically is a sign of hypervigilance and fear of trusting others, which is totally fine and safe and a great safety mechanism, especially if you've been through something traumatic. And so for those folks, I would say in second round, say to yourself, I choose to keep my eyes closed because I choose to go deeper. And you'll see that your eyes stay shut. That's usually about 10% of the population. Their eyes pop open when I say try, and 90% stay closed. So wherever you fall on the spectrum, perfect and correct. And then I am safe. I am calm. I choose to be here. Most of the time, we tell ourselves over and over again what we don't want to feel. We'll say, oh, I'm so stressed. I'm so stressed right now. I'm so stressed right now. And so we're telling ourselves to be stressed. We're already feeling it. Now we're just strengthening it. When we can take a moment to say how we want to feel instead, I am safe. I am calm. I choose to be here. We create what I call a neural precedent for actually feeling the way we desire to feel by stating that we already are. So I choose to be here is interesting because let's say we're in traffic. It's a very powerless feeling, and it tends to be why we freak out so much about it. But if we say to ourselves, well, I got in my car, like I made a choice. I choose to be here in this traffic because I chose to go where I'm going. By just reclaiming some of the power in that moment and not feeling so much like an out of control victim, we calm down. And the double special meaning of I choose to be here is I choose to be here in the present moment. So all stress and anxiety comes from worrying about the past or worrying about the future. But I choose to be here inserts us into the present moment, the now, which is where we can actually feel peace. So it's a very simple phrase with a lot of power packed into it. So anybody who, listens to my app or attends my hypnotherapy certification school or works with one of the coaches I trained, they're going to hear, I am safe, I am calm, I choose to be here a lot. So everybody listening, feel free to adopt that in your own lives right away. All right. Any questions about that before we do round 2?
No, but I'm safe. That was always my go-to when I had panic attacks. It's like my number one, like anchor me down because when you're having a panic attack, your mind is going crazy. It's all over the place. But when you say I'm safe, then it's like changes kind of perspective.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I'm feeling called to share this before we move on. So I just will very quickly. For anyone who also suffers from panic attacks who's listening, you can use hypnotherapy to visualize undoing it. So it's almost like if you imagine a knot being tied, like that's the feeling of the panic attack. It becomes this knot. But if you think about, usually there's a progression. It's usually like sweaty palms first, and then heart palpitations, and sometimes nausea, and then sometimes disorientation, sometimes sweating. And usually for most folks, if you think about what happens, it's usually the same progression every time. So in hypnosis, think about undoing it from back to front. So if the last thing that happens is a foggy brain, disorientation, think about a beautiful flurry snowstorm just cooling down the mind, and now the mind is crystal clear. And then if the next thing that happens before that is sweaty palms, imagine getting out a beautiful hair dryer and putting it on the cool blast and dry the palms. And then if it's the heart palpitations, just imagine going for a slow walk on the most pristine beach, and you just feel the heart come down. And so once you can untie the knot yourself by going backwards and visualizing the opposite of each step, then the fear of having the panic attack goes away, because you know that if it happened to happen, unlikely now, but if it happened to, you could get yourself out, which decreases the likelihood of them happening in the first place. So hopefully that's helpful. And we've got a recording for that on our app too. Awesome. Okay, let's do round 2. So let's start with your number now. You ended at a 3. Go ahead and just notice if your number popped back up or if you're still at a 3. Perfect. So let's go ahead and do round 2. So are you still at a level 3, or did you find that it jumped back up a bit?
It's still the same. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So for those listening, it's perfectly normal if you found yourself, if you went from a 7 to a 4 and now you're at a 5. Once we go back up into beta, sometimes that happens, and for others it doesn't. So everybody's experience is unique. But we do know if we go into theta, we relax, and that happens across the board. All right, go ahead and close your eyes. Mm-hmm. Take a deep breath and then say pink.
Pink.
Imagining pink flowing in through the top of your head, all the way through your body, out the bottoms of your feet, down into the center of the earth. Pink relaxing you. Pink releasing you. Pink taking you all the way down. You realize now your eyelids are wonderfully deeply relaxed. Your eyelids are so wonderfully deeply relaxed, they just want to stay closed. No matter how hard you try to open them, they just want to stay closed. And when you're absolutely certain they just don't want to open, go ahead and say pink.
Pink.
Good. Pink flowing in through the top of your head, all the way through your body, out the bottoms of your feet, down into the center of the earth. Pink relaxing you, pink releasing you, pink taking you all the way down. Repeating out loud after me with each and every single decreasing number, doubling your relaxation. Repeating after me, beginning now. 5, I am going deeper and deeper.
I'm going deeper and deeper.
4, I'm relaxing more and more.
4, I'm relaxing more and more.
3, I'm going deeper and deeper.
3, I'm going deeper and deeper.
2, I'm relaxing more and more.
2, I'm relaxing more and more.
1, I'm going deeper and deeper.
1, I'm going deeper and deeper.
I am safe.
I'm safe.
I am calm.
I'm calm.
I choose to be here.
I choose to be here.
Take a nice deep letting go breath. And then say pink.
Pink.
And imagine pink flowing in through the top of your head, all the way through your body, out the bottoms of your feet, down into the center of the earth. Pink relaxing you, pink releasing you, pink taking you all the way down. Notice your new number on the scale and let me know what that number is when you're ready.
1.
1, perfect. And opening your eyes when you're ready. Awesome job, really good. So with 2 back-to-back rounds, you went from a 6 to a 1. That is life-changing. It's life-transforming to be able to go from existing in a stress state, however slight or however extreme,
Mm-hmm.
to a 1. And you're recording a podcast right now. So there's that extra layer of like, people are aware and you still went to a 1.
I didn't even think about it, that I'm on camera right now.
Yeah. When we relax enough, when we're in theta enough, that's one of the signs of it is we lose the critical factor of the mind. So all kids under the age of 7 are almost all theta brainwaves. They haven't developed the ability to create beta brainwaves. So it's why they're so creative. It's why they're so imaginative. It's why if their favorite song comes on and they're in the middle of the grocery store, they're going to boogie on down and they couldn't care less that anybody's watching. And a 12-year-old in the same situation wouldn't be caught dead dancing, right? So that's the difference between the beta and the theta. When you're in theta, you lose those inhibitions in the best way. And it just allows your intuition and your inspiration to come forth, as we're about to see. So any final questions before we dive into your session?
No, I guess it's already like pretty explanatory.
Great. Perfect. Okay. Oh, I do have one last question for you. When you were about the age of 5 years old,
Yeah.
what did your loved ones call you? Did they use your name? Did you have a nickname?
Well, they call me Olyasha. That's what I'm actually called online because my full name is Olga, and in English it's terribly pronounced because like I totally don't look like one. That's why I had to. Well, my loved ones and my close friends, they always called me Olyasha or Olechka, and yeah, from in short from Olga it's Olya, and in English it's no difference, but in Russian it is, so that's why I have this name variations.
Very cool. So do you feel when I say Olyasha like your 5-year-old self?
Yeah.
Okay, that's beautiful. So that's the name we'll use. Really cool. That's a fascinating backstory. Really beautiful. How old were you when you moved here?
17.
How old?
17.
Okay, 17. Yeah, cut out for a second.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, that's great to know. Okay, beautiful. All right, Olyasha, go ahead and close your eyes.
Okay.
Take a nice, deep, letting go breath. Already beginning to relax both mind and body. Relax the top of your head. And then say pink.
Pink.
Imagine pink flowing in through the top of your head, all the way through your body, out the bottoms of your feet, down into the center of the earth. Pink relaxing you, pink releasing you, pink taking you all the way down. Relax your forehead, smoothing out any creases. Relax the tiny muscles next to your eyes. Relax your jaw, letting it hang loose and slack. When you relax your jaw, you send a message to the rest of your body that it's safe for you to relax. So go ahead and test out placing your tongue on the roof of your mouth just behind your front top teeth, which creates even more space in the jaw and sends a message to your body that it's safe for you to relax. Beautiful. You're doing so well. Relax your shoulders. Relax your arms all the way through to the fingertips. Relax your torso, breathing easily, really releasing your stomach. No sucking in, no tightening at all. Soft belly, so you can breathe and connect to your life force, that beautiful air, that beautiful oxygen. And just breathe in deeply and slowly now for 2 or 3 breaths, really deeply and really slowly now while I'm silent. Beautiful, you're doing so well. Now relax your lower back. And relax your legs all the way out through the bottoms of your feet. And I wonder now just how much you're able to relax your left pinky toe. And I wonder now just how much you're able to relax your right knee. And I wonder now just how much you're able to relax both of your wrists. Beautiful job. Now go ahead and begin to notice that a beautiful staircase, your perfect staircase, is beginning to form before you. It could be sleek and simple or elaborate and ornate. Whatever you notice is perfect and correct. And then when you're ready, the sound of your own voice taking you even deeper, describe for me in just a few words what your perfect staircase is like, and whether you find yourself at the top of it or at the bottom of it. Either way is perfect and correct.
At the bottom of it, I'm about to go up, and it's has like glass and stainless steel, and it's made of white tile.
Beautiful. That's exactly right. You're at the bottom, getting ready to go up. Your perfect staircase is made of glass and stainless steel, and there's white tile. And does the staircase feel familiar or brand new or something else?
Brand new.
Beautiful. Brand new. Excellent. So not now, but in just a moment, I'll begin to count down. With each and every single decreasing number that I say, you'll take a step up on your staircase. When you reach the top of the staircase, you're going to find yourself inside of your safe place. It could be a beach, a garden, a penthouse, a yacht, another planet. Wherever you land is perfect and correct. It will be your safe place. And you'll feel so wonderfully, deeply relaxed and perfectly safe when you get there. That lasting, positive transformation to your subconscious mind will take place. Heading there now. 10, taking your first step up as you double your relaxation. 9, the deeper you go, the better you feel as you ascend your perfect staircase. 8, relaxing, releasing, and letting go. 7, another step up now. 6, feeling into the velvety darkness behind those eyelids. 5, you're doing so well, almost there now. 4, and as we continue along, all sounds other than the sound of my voice just take you deeper. Any sounds on your end, any sounds on my end, they're just reminders to you that all is well and that you can continue to go even deeper. 3, almost there, really let go. 2, trusting what comes. And 1, be there now inside of your safe place. Take a number of nice deep inhalations, breathing in the pleasant fragrances, the pleasant smells. They're inside of your safe place. Hear the sounds. They're inside of your safe place. Reach out and touch something there, feeling its texture or its weight, its roughness or smoothness. And then go ahead and touch something else with a very different texture. They're inside of your safe place. Notice the colors. They're inside of your safe place. And perhaps there's something nutritious and delicious for you to taste there inside of your safe place. Even if it's just a sip of cool, clean, clear water, go ahead and taste that now. And then when you're ready, the sound of your own voice taking it even deeper, describe for me what your safe place is like.
It's funny enough, I see the big, nice closet and full of like things that I like, and I don't know, it's just like nice and very bright and huge. And what I tasted was a bowl of green apples, and I picked one that was like very crisp. And when you were saying touch the things, it was one of the bags.
You know for sure your subconscious brought you to your happy place.
When you said to touch someone else, it was like really nice diamond necklace.
This is so perfect. I love it so much. So be there inside of your safe place, your big, nice closet full of things you like. It's bright, it's huge. Have another bite of crisp green apple. As you feel all the beautiful fabrics, as you admire that beautiful bag and that gorgeous sparkly diamond necklace, you feel the weight of it and the inspiration that the jeweler had, and all of the time and effort and artistry that went into all of the pieces here inside of your safe place. And you can just feel your vibration, your frequency rising up. Beautiful job. I'm so happy for you that this is where your subconscious brought you. How perfect. Now, when I count down from 3 to 1 and snap my fingers, a VIP guest of honor is going to join you there. And it's going to be little Olyasha. You at the age of 5 years old, give or take a year or 2. 3, going even deeper. 2, trusting what comes. And 1, see, feel, and experience little you at about the age of 5 years old appearing. Just take note of how she is and what she's doing, and describe that for me when you're ready.
She's really, really cute, but she also feels like kind of not safe as far as I guess too much responsibility at such a young age as far as like emotional things.
Mhm. Yes, that's exactly right. She's so cute. And yet you can feel the emotional responsibility that she already carries at 5 years old. That's exactly right. Really good. So oftentimes when little selves pop up, they can seem scared or even angry. They can
Mhm.
hide. So however she shows up is perfect and correct. So go ahead and just get down to eye level and just say, thanks for joining me here, little me.
Thanks for joining me here, little me.
I know you don't feel safe
I know you don't feel safe,
and you carry a lot of emotional responsibility at this age.
and you carry a lot of emotional responsibility at this age.
But I brought you here today so we could have fun.
I brought you here today that we can have fun.
So you could just be a little girl and play.
So you can be just a little girl and play.
How does that sound?
Good.
Good. Okay. So let's start by you giving her a tour of your magnificent closet. Let her try on the coats and see what it's like to be in the heels and put on the jewelry and just play and laugh together. Put on some fun music, have all of her favorite foods delivered. Let her have her Julia Roberts moment. Let her be pampered. Do this now while I'm silent. And this is not something to ever rush. She deserves every moment of your focus and attention and love and pampering. So do that now while I'm silent. Good. Taking all the time you need. And when you're ready, the sound of your own voice taking you even deeper. Describe for me what you two are doing and how she's feeling.
Well, I was letting her try all the jewelry, like, shoes and bags and everything. But I had the same experience. Like, my grandma always had a lot of gold, and my grandpa used to give her a lot of gold. So she used to put um, rings on every finger, on my finger, and like, she used to let me play with it. So it was kind of similar experience.
Beautiful. That's exactly right. Really good. And how is little Olyasha responding? How is she feeling now?
Good, she was happy and safe and loved.
Good, happy, safe, and loved. So getting back down to eye level and looking into her eyes and saying, this is how you are worthy of always feeling.
This is how you are worthy of always feeling.
You are loved.
You are loved.
I love you exactly as you are.
I love you exactly as you are.
Even though the outside world can definitely be scary at times.
Even outside the world can be scary at times.
This safe place lives inside you forever.
This safe place lives inside you forever.
So you can always access this feeling of safety when you want it.
So you can always access this feeling of safety if you want it.
Really good. Beautiful. So I'm wondering now if it might be fun for Olyasha to see what happened with your life and all of the positive changes and everything that you did from the time that she is now at 5 years old to the woman you are here today. You think she'd like to see that beautiful journey?
Yeah.
So you're going to share with her all of the highlights that you really want her to know how good things get and how good things can be. So while I'm silent, either play a movie for her or skip through the timeline with her in real life, but show her how good things get. And describe her reaction and what that's like once you're ready.
Well, basically, when I was little, I was saying things that I will do, and actually, I did it. When I was back in Ukraine, I was like 5 years old. We have like one of the best universities in the city. Like, they have so many international students come from there. I mean, from all over the world to study there. And I was telling my grandma that I will be studying there, and I actually did. I was accepted like for full scholarship there, and I was actually studying there before I moved to US. And then, I dream about doing modeling, and I've done it since I was 13. And I've always wanted to be in fashion. I was bullied in school for fashion, but now I've written a book about bullying, and it's okay to be different. And like now my career is in fashion.
So scoop her up in your arms if she would like that. Otherwise, you can high five her and say, "You did it all. You did it all." Go ahead and say to her, "You must be so proud of yourself.
You must be so proud of yourself.
You did it all.
You did it all.
And the fun's just getting started."
And the fun's just getting started.
Good. And how does she react?
Happy and jumping.
Yes, happy and jumping. So good. So let her keep celebrating. And what we're going to do now is we're going to invite her to stay inside your safe place, that gorgeous closet. And if she wants, Grandma can join her and bring some gold rings to add to the fun, because you're going to continue your journey into your subconscious. So she can stay there and play for as long as she wants, and let her know that at the end, we're going to come back and check in on her. But she can just play and have fun and relax like a little girl until we come back. Is she cool with that?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Okay, great. So now when I count down from 3 to 1 and snap my fingers, you're going to be transported to a beautiful open field, the field of possibilities, the field of infinite possibilities. 3, blowing little Olyasha a kiss, giving her a wave goodbye. 2, heading to the field of infinite possibilities, knowing you'll be back soon. And 1, be there now in your field of infinite possibilities, and let me know what it's like when you get there.
For some reason, it's just different parts of the world, like different cities, like Dubai, Paris, like London, like different parts.
Beautiful. Yeah, it's different parts of all these cities, Dubai, London, Paris. I love that. That is so cool. Awesome. So being here in the field of infinite possibilities, this gateway where there's so many aspects of so many different cities, when I count down from 3 to 1 and snap my fingers, your subconscious is going to guide you to a place where a fear either began or resides, something that you are so ready to overcome. The only reason your subconscious is going to reveal this to you is because it is time, you are ready, and you have all the skills necessary in order to heal this fear. Sound good?
Mm-hmm.
All right, allowing the wisdom of your subconscious mind to reveal to you what the fear is that needs to be healed. In 3, you are ready. 2, trusting what comes. And 1, see, feel, and experience what that fear is before you, and describe that when you're ready.
For some reason, it's complete blank.
Yes, that's right. It's a complete blank. So let's go ahead and see what happens, because a blank is actually more telling, believe it or not, than if you had been given a full-blown movie playing before your eyes. Go ahead and say, if it's too much, I'm okay to pass it by.
If it's too much, I'm okay to pass it by.
But if I'm ready, we don't need this screen up anymore.
We don't need the screen up anymore.
Now just breathe deeply, no rush, and then just let me know what happens next.
Nothing.
That's right, nothing. So go ahead and just, the visual I'm getting, and if this resonates, great. If it doesn't, great. We toss it away. I'm seeing a projector screen. You know, when they're pulled down with that little keyhole.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and just scan the floor and see if you notice that. And if you do, or if you notice like an edge where you can peek behind it, go ahead and grab it and roll it up. And see if anything's hiding behind it. May or may not be. Either way is perfect and correct.
I don't know, some furry monster.
Yes, a furry monster. I totally get that sense too. So what we're going to do is we're going to put you inside of a beautiful bubble. And this bubble's magical. It just means nothing can touch you or grab you or get to you, but you can see what's there safely. 3, going even deeper. I almost see it like the bubble that Glenda the Good Witch appears in Wizard of Oz. 2, it's glistening and glamorous and beautiful. And 1. And when you're inside the safety of your bubble, knowing nothing can touch you, nothing can get to you, go ahead and shine a light where you sense that furry monster once was. You're doing so well. And just describe what happens next when you're ready.
I mean, it's still there. It's just like, showing its teeth sometimes.
Showing his teeth, it's still there. And what color is he, if any color at all?
Brown.
Brown. And how big is he? Like the size of a
Big.
bear?
Like size of bear, yeah.
Size of a bear. So go ahead and say, are you trying to scare me or are you scared?
Are you trying to scare me or are you scared?
Let me know what it says.
And then it's like looking sad face, like, the cats, the cat in the Puss in the Boots.
Yes. Yes, he's looking sad, like the Puss in the Boots. That's exactly right. So go ahead and say, well, why are you sad now?
And why are you sad now? I guess it doesn't feel loved.
Yeah, it doesn't feel loved. That's exactly right. Go ahead and say, is it because you don't feel loved?
Is it because you don't feel loved? I guess yes.
Yeah, you guess yes. So go ahead and say, who are you really?
Who are you really? Just like, that Beauty and the Beast kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like the Beauty and the Beast. That's exactly right. So there's someone in there who's dressed up as a beast. Is that right?
Yeah.
So go ahead and say, you can show me your true nature.
You can show me your true nature.
That's the only way to heal.
It's the only way to heal.
Let me know how it reacts.
Well, it's afraid to show its true nature because it's going to get hurt. I mean, it's afraid to get hurt.
That's right. It's afraid to get hurt. So it's dressed up as this monster to try to scare away whoever who would hurt it. Is that right?
Yeah.
But really, truly, it's sad.
Mm-hmm.
It feels lonely and scared of showing its true nature.
Yeah.
So go ahead and say to it, what if for just now you had a safety bubble too?
And what if for just now you had a safety bubble too?
So you could show your true nature, but then nothing can touch you.
So you can show your true nature, but nothing can touch you. You got happy.
It got happy. Okay, great. So when I count down from 3 to 1 and snap my fingers, it's going to get its own awesome safety bubble. In 3, going even deeper. 2, trusting what comes. And 1.
Mm-hmm.
And then in its own time, let it reveal its true nature to you.
And then it's all happy, singing and loving.
Good, happy and singing. That's right. Is it still dressed up like a scary bear or is it beginning to change? Either way is perfect and
No,
correct.
it's still dressed up, but it's just happy and dancing like Cookie Monster.
Yes, I love that. Happy and dancing like Cookie Monster. That's exactly right. Okay, so let's ask this beautiful, happy, dancing and singing being there inside its safe bubble. Ask it out loud. Do you know when you started dressing up as the scary beast?
Do you know when you started dressing up as a scary beast? I think when I got hurt the first time.
Yeah, when you got hurt the first time. Go ahead and ask it, would you be willing to take me there?
And would you willing to take me there? No, because it feels like too much to handle.
Yeah, no, it's too much to handle. So let's confirm that, because sometimes that's absolutely the case and we don't want to go there.
Hmm.
And sometimes it feels that way because that's just how it's always felt,
Yeah.
but it's not actually the case any longer. We're now stronger and capable of doing the healing. So you're going to ask yourself in your own heart, instead of asking the Dancy cooking master, and say, am I ready or not? And just trust the answer that comes, and either one is perfect.
Am I ready or not? Yeah, ready, but then I would have to make major changes, I guess, in the
Yeah.
future.
Yeah. Ready. And then you'll have to make major changes.
Hmm.
Like what kind of changes?
I guess, I don't know, in my personal life.
Yeah. In your personal life. That's right. So, without making any commitments to any changes, but knowing that the possibility of positive changes await, let's go ahead and say to the Cookie Monster dancing over there, what if we go back, but we stay in our safety bubbles? Because I feel ready.
What if we go back, but we stay in our safety bubbles? I feel ready. Still doesn't want to.
It still doesn't want to.
It's
That's
okay. I mean, it's happy where it is now.
Yeah, it's okay. It's happy where it is now. That's right. Let's let it keep dancing and singing and playing.
Hmm.
And you can just go back on your own. Okay, perfect. You're going to stay in your bubble. Heading back to the time when that being first started dressing up as that scary, furry, bear type monster, just growling its teeth, trying to scare anyone away who could hurt it. Traveling back to that place and that time in the safety of your bubble. 5, heading back there now. 4, trusting what comes. 3, going back to the source of the fear. 2, the source of the scary monster who hides its true nature. And 1, see, feel, and experience what's happening before you when you're ready.
With the monster or with me?
If you might be seeing both, or you might just be seeing one. Either
Because
way is perfect and
he
correct.
was pulling back so badly, like trying to, like, do like this. Like, I don't want to go there.
Yeah. Yeah, he was pulling back so badly. I don't want to go there. So
Yeah.
it can just stay there dancing. And then you let me know what you're noticing, Olyasha.
But I got to the field, like, but I feel like I don't know where I am.
Yeah, that's right. You're back to the field. You don't know where you are. So go ahead and say out loud, is there a guide who can take me to the place where this deep healing can happen?
Is there a guide who can take me to a place where this deep healing can happen? I guess it's an angel.
Yeah, you guess it's an angel. Beautiful. Go ahead and say, Angel, am I ready?
Angel, am I ready? Yeah, I took my hand.
Good. Take your hand. So as I count you down even deeper, allow this beautiful angelic being to take you to the next most important place for you to go in order for the greatest amount of healing to take place. 3, going even deeper. 2, trusting what comes. And 1, describe what you notice only once you're ready.
I'm just sitting kind of like our legs crossed and like yogi pose, and
Yeah.
with eyes closed.
Perfect. You're sitting with your legs crossed in yogi pose with your eyes closed. Good. Just breathe in that position and then let me know what happens next.
There's a yellow light comes in through, like through the top of my head to the chest and stomach.
Beautiful. Yellow light coming in through the top of your head down into
Warm
your
light.
chest and stomach. Beautiful. It's a warm light. And what do you feel that warm light coming in through the top of your head through to your chest and stomach is doing for you?
It's just like shining like sun, like creating gold sparkles, like a golden rain.
Yes. It's shining. It's creating that golden sparkles, the golden ray. Golden ray of light. So just receive that now, that healing, that light. And then let me know what happens next.
Nothing, just like I'm smiling and, happy, pumped up.
Good. Smiling, happy, and pumped up. That's exactly right. So now allow the angel to take you to the next most important place for your subconscious to experience.
I don't know, it just looks like Earth.
Good. It looks like Earth.
Like, the globe, the actual Earth, and it's like on the top of it.
Yes, on the top of Earth, on the top of the globe. Go ahead and say to that angelic being, why did you bring me here?
Why did you bring me here? It's like to experience the highest power of energy or the highest power of something.
To experience the highest power of energy.
Yeah.
So receive that now at the very top of the globe. Receive the highest power of energy.
Nothing, I'm like somewhere in the yacht now.
Yeah, you're on a yacht?
Yes, yeah.
Perfect. You're on a yacht with friends. Beautiful. Really good. So let me just recap everything that's happened, because it might seem like, what is going on here? There's so many different things, but I see a very clear through line.
Should I open my eyes or?
No, you can keep your eyes closed. You're doing awesome. Just stay on the yacht and have fun while I recap for you what's happened so far. We told your subconscious we wanted to heal something that you were finally ready to heal. And first we saw this beast showing its teeth, being scary, and it didn't want to show its true nature.
Mhm.
Then it started showing its true nature. It started dancing and singing and just having a blast. And then you were taken to a place where you received light, golden light that went in through your crown chakra, down through your solar plexus and into your stomach. I almost got the visual of like a cave being illuminated, almost like the stomach was this cave with darkness because it experienced so much in the past. And this golden light illuminated that.
Mm-hmm.
And there you were in that yogi pose, receiving that golden light, then feeling smiley, happy, and pumped up. Then brought to the top of the globe, which I know the Ukraine's not at the very top, but it is cold and it is towards the top of the northern hemisphere. So it's almost like the angel was saying your soul picked a spot where you could experience receiving the power in the highest capacity that your unique vessel would attune to. So you went back up all the way to the top. And now here you are in your truest nature on a yacht, having fun with friends, having released so much of the fear, so much of the darkness, so much of the pain without having to even really, truly return to the pain in order to heal it. Does that resonate?
Yeah.
Beautiful. So go ahead and say while you're on the yacht with your friends, it's safe for me to be myself.
It's safe for me to be myself.
It's safe for me to share my true nature.
It's safe for me to share my true nature.
Because I am magnificent.
I am magnificent.
And I love myself exactly how I am.
And I love myself exactly how I am.
Good. And then let me know what happens next.
Nothing. I feel loved.
That's right. You feel loved. That's something pretty huge. So go ahead and amplify and magnify that love that you feel. Receive it into every single subatomic particle of your being. Receive the love. Receive the love. Receive the love. And then if you'd like, you can invite that dancing beast onto the yacht And see if, just like in Beauty and the Beast, if it wants to transform itself into a different form, it can, or it doesn't have to. It can stay in its bubble or it can come out. But allow it to join these friends on the yacht, expressing its truest nature, and describe what that's like when you're ready.
Feels like it's just past. It's not like, it's totally past, and it stay there by itself, whatever. But I'm this new people.
Yes, beautiful, really good. So that thing represents the past and it's there and it's happy wherever it is on that timeline, but you're here with new people and it's all fresh and clean and brand new. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, really good. Is there anything I'm missing? Anything else you want to share?
I guess that monster is kind of missing, but for me, it's past.
Good, really good. So the monster is missing, but that feels right for you because it's in the past and that's where it's meant to be. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Really good. That's what's so beautiful is your subconscious will always calibrate and align with what you need, with what's right for you. And so even though I'm here kind of holding up a lantern and saying, do you want to go left? Do you want to go right? Inside your subconscious will always tell you exactly what's right for you. Beautiful job. So go ahead and see if there's anything that you'd like to amplify or magnify inside yourself, any traits, any characteristics, any way of being that you'd love to add extra strength to. And if so, you can share that with me when you're ready.
Definitely abundance and kind of like getting rid of my limiting beliefs. Even though I worked so hard on getting rid of them, they're still there for some reason.
Yes. Limiting beliefs specifically around abundance?
Yeah.
Okay. And the people who raised you, what were their beliefs about abundance?
They had a lot of abundance, but because of fear, investing or things like that. I mean, like, that's my grandma's generation.
Mm-hmm.
They lost a lot of money because they were afraid to invest it, and they just saved it, and it had so many political changes, and when they happened, they lost so much money, which probably would be enough for generations.
Mm-hmm.
But my mom was not like that. She always liked to have fun and enjoy and have nice things that, if you need it, you buy it. And she's like that she was, she is, that she would rather buy great and nice thing that she really wants than buy something that it's, cheaper, but it's not what she really wants.
Yeah. Okay, really interesting. So what I picked up on there was a negative energy around saving, like saving was the reason why so much was lost.
Yeah.
Because the political changes were outside of the control of your grandparents' generation,
Yeah.
but saving wasn't.
Yeah.
So let's heal any traumatic energy and blame energy around saving,
Mm-hmm.
because a combination of savings and investments is such a beautiful way to welcome abundance into your life. Does that resonate?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, beautiful. So when I count down from 3 to 1 and snap my fingers, any negative energy around the concept of saving will appear before you. 3, going even deeper. 2, however it appears is perfect and correct. And 1, see, feel, and experience any fear around saving money.
I mean, not really, but just thinking about them, it just can be lost, but it can be, but it's just somewhere on the back of the mind.
Yes, that even if we save it, it can be lost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Allow those emotions to come up. These have been trapped and buried for a long time. And this is generational pain that has flowed through your family. So go ahead and say, it's really painful when it gets lost.
It's really painful when it gets lost.
And so in some ways it's scary to get it.
So in some ways, it's scary to get it.
Sometimes it seems safer without it.
Sometimes it seems safer without it.
Because then there's nothing to lose.
Because after there's nothing to lose.
And losing it is so painful.
And losing it is so painful.
So imagine now your grandmother standing before you and anyone else in your family who lost all of that money.
It was grandpa, and he basically, when he lost it all after he got really sick, he had cancer and he died. So
Yeah, that's right. So imagine him standing before you, even though he's no longer here in this 3D physical world. Say, Grandpa, I've missed you, if that feels appropriate.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. And say, if it feels appropriate, I know what losing the money did to your health.
I know what losing money did to your health.
And so my subconscious equates losing money with death.
So in my subconscious, it resonates losing money is death.
And that's really, really scary.
And it's really, really scary.
Just breathe, and your grandpa might have something to share with you, some wisdom. He may or may not. Either way is perfect and correct. And just let me know what happens next.
He thought that was the safest way to keep them, like, the safest way to.
He thought it was the safest.
Yeah.
But go ahead and say, Grandpa, I forgive you.
Grandpa, I forgive you.
And I would love if it feels right for you to forgive yourself.
And I would love if it feels right for you to forgive yourself.
Let me know what happens next.
I think he feels like just looking away and just thinking.
He's looking away and he's thinking. Yeah, that's exactly right. So let him process. This is a lot. It's a lot for the soul to process.
Mm-hmm.
That forgiveness is going to open up a lot in him. So now go ahead and notice that angel guide from before.
Mm-hmm.
Are they still there with you?
Mm-hmm.
And say to them, I don't want to fear accumulating money.
I don't want to fear accumulating money.
Because I don't want to fear losing it and dying as a result.
Because I don't want to fear losing it and dying it as a result.
And let me know her reaction and what she shares with you next.
Well, the angel is giving me money.
Who is giving you money? The angel?
Yeah.
That's beautiful. You're receiving angelic money. I love it. So receive the money from her. Receive that true divine abundance. And then receive in equal measure divine wisdom around how to be the best steward of this money that you can be.
But it feels like I gave it to Grandpa to hold so he can feel it.
Good, good. Let him hold it and see what happens next.
Well, he's proud of me. I had so many dreams that my grandpa said in the dream, like exactly clear. He said, I'm so proud of you. And he smiled.
He said, I'm so proud of you. And he smiled. And so when he's there holding this money the angel gave you, is that what he says?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So if it feels right, if it feels correct, and if it doesn't, change my words and make them perfect for you. Say, Grandpa, what if we play a different game with this money?
Yeah, Grandpa, what if we play a different game with this money?
What if we save some, spend some, invest some?
What if we save some, spend some, and invest some?
What does he think?
He's still scared.
Yeah, he's still scared. It's new for him, and he had a traumatizing experience.
Yeah.
So go ahead and say, Angel, if we mess it up, can you give us some more?
Angel, if we mess it up, can you give us some more? Of course, there's abundance. I mean, there is unlimited number of it. You just have to be willing to accept it.
Mm. Say that twice more and let your grandpa really hear that.
There is a limited number, and there is enough for everyone, and we just have to let ourselves to receive it. I mean, be open to receiving it.
Good. Once more.
There is a limited number of money, and there is, oh my god, yeah, unlimited, and we just have to, I mean, let ourselves to receive it.
Beautiful. That's exactly right. There is an unlimited supply.
Unlimited supply.
More than enough for everyone.
Not enough for
You
everyone.
just have to let yourself receive it.
Yeah, just have to let yourself receive it.
Good. How is he doing now?
Still skeptical.
Good. Still skeptical. So go ahead and say, we're just going to play a game, Grandpa. It's not real. Look, it's angel money. And look down and it's like Monopoly angel money. And then go ahead and just play one round. Save some, spend some, invest some, and let your investment portfolio be diverse. Get some real estate, NFTs, crypto, safe bonds, some jewelry, some art.
Yeah, it worked.
Yeah, start showing your grandpa your returns. Some are more risky investments, and some are just the super safe blue chip. They're always going to go up over time. You're going to hold them for 30 years or more.
He said he let me do it. Like, he trusts me on it.
Good. He's going to let you do it. He's going to trust you on it. So here we're going to have to do something that's a little intense and say, Grandpa, I'd love to. I got this.
Grandpa, I would love to. I got this.
And I'm going to have to give you back something that's yours.
And I will have to give you back something that's yours.
Because I know you can handle it.
Because I know you can handle it.
And because it's not mine.
Because it's not mine.
And I do this out of love.
And I do this out of love.
Now notice a beautiful luxury suitcase opens up at your feet. And in it, you're going to put trauma around money. In it, you're going to put the fear of losing money. You're going to pack that suitcase up with all that generational fear and trauma. And you're going to lovingly and so respectfully give it back to your grandfather because it's not yours. It's his, and it's actually a gift to give it back to him because he can only process it.
But it's too heavy for him.
Yeah, it's too heavy for him. Yeah. So go ahead and say, you don't have to carry it, Grandpa. It's just there at your feet.
You don't have to carry it, Grandpa. It's just there at your feet.
You can process it one piece at a time or never.
You can process it one piece at a time or never.
But it doesn't make sense for me to carry it for you.
But it doesn't make sense for me to carry it for you.
And what does he say?
Said I'm fine with it.
He said, I'm fine with it. Yeah. And how do you feel?
I feel free.
You feel free. That's right. You're finally free. That's exactly right. And whatever your grandpa does is perfect and correct. He can process it. He can leave it shut for all of eternity. It's all good. It's all good. But it's been returned to his rightful owner. You're finally free. And now you get to take that angelic money, that beautiful unlimited supply of abundance, spend some, save some, invest some. So go ahead and do 5 more rounds of that with totally different investments this time. You're going to learn about everything. You're going to get yourself a storage facility and get some recurring income. You're going to buy a parking lot somewhere. You're going to invest in a new startup fashion brand that you love. You're going to do every random type of investment you can think of here in this angelic realm so you can find what you love and what returns the most for you long term. So save some, spend some, invest some. 5 rounds now while I'm silent with your grandpa looking on, smiling, so proud the whole time. When you've completed all 5 rounds, take a look at your returns.
They exceeded my expectations.
They exceed your expectations. Thank the universe. Thank that angel. Thank the unlimited supply. Because the truth is, the money's never really ours. We're just stewards of it for a short period of time. And the better care you take of it, by spending some, saving some, and investing some, the more that is sent your way. The better steward you are of money, the more will come your way. And the more gratitude. Oh, I'm so grateful. I'm so lucky. This is so much fun that you feel, the more that comes your way.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful job. Really good. Beautiful job. You will always be a responsible, grateful, generous steward of money.
In my actual chart, the birth chart, and like there is like different horoscope sections where you describe like what is your mission in life. Mine was to multiply family's wealth, actually. So it was kind of, it resonated actually.
Ooh, I have chills all over.
It just came to my mind.
Wow. Go ahead and say, this is my destiny.
This is my destiny.
I was born to do this.
I was born to do this.
I'm so grateful to be on my path.
I am so grateful to be on my path.
Now let's have fun.
Now let's have fun.
Good. Now when I count down from 3, 2, 1 and snap my fingers, little Olyasha is going to join you.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to come from your amazing closet and join you here, because she too needs to feel this confidence and the sense of destiny, so that she never picks up and tries to carry that huge big suitcase of fear. She's only 5, it's too heavy. 3, going even deeper. 2, trusting what comes. And 1, as little Olyasha, 5 years old, appears. Let her say hello to her grandpa. Let her celebrate with you. Let her realize it's never her job to pick up that suitcase, so she doesn't even try. And for her to celebrate playing this game of being this magnificent steward of your family's wealth. It's her destiny. It's in her bones. She knows how to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Now play one more round with her, showing her how to save some, spend some, and invest some.
Mm-hmm.
So she gets into the zone of genius at the age of 5. All fun, all play, while still being a responsible, loving steward of this money. Good. And what was that like?
It felt natural for her. I just showed her around everything.
Yes. Of course she's a natural. That's awesome. So now when you think about money, getting lots and lots of it, and the potential of losing it, is there any energetic charge at all?
Just as far as like amounts, like very large amounts, kind of intimidating.
Mm-hmm. When you think about, let's say, double what you currently have.
No, that's fine. Like
Perfect.
10 times more, 100 times more, I guess.
Perfect. 10 times more that you have is fine. 100 times more that you have is fine. So
no, that's a little bit scary.
got it. I see what you mean. Okay. So 10 times more is fine, but 100 times is when it gets scary?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So now you know your threshold. So before you started, what threshold would have felt safe? Or did none of it?
The same kind of, like, as now.
Okay, great. So go ahead and say, what has shifted? What's different now?
What has shifted is different now. I'm just receiving it, I guess.
Good. Receiving it. You released the weight of the burden of your grandfather's fear.
Mm-hmm.
So even though we're spending a lot of time with this, if you're okay, I'd like to spend a couple more minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because you've released a lot. So I think there's one more tiny piece that needs to be released in order for you. The fear doesn't have to go away if we're talking 10 billion,
Yeah.
because you can work on that when you have 10 million, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, but we want to make sure that you feel totally safe to call in, let's say at least the first 10 million.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and say out loud, whatever's blocking me from 10 million, please show yourself now, because I want to thank you for trying to keep me safe.
Whatever is blocking me from 10 million, please show yourself now. So I want to see what's blocking me from 10 million.
Yeah. And I want to thank you for trying to keep me safe.
And I want to say thank you for trying to keep me safe. I don't know. Nothing.
Yeah, that's right. So go ahead and look for that same little thing on the floor so you can pull up the shade and see what's hiding behind it.
Nothing. I just saw one penny.
You saw one what?
One penny.
One penny. That's right. So we're going to talk to the penny and say, one penny, thank you for trying to keep me safe.
One penny, thank you for trying to keep me safe.
But by blocking abundance, you're also blocking the security that comes from abundance.
You're also blocking the security that comes from abundance.
Now just breathe and let me know what happens next.
I picked it up, but I don't know what to do with it.
That's right. You picked it up, but you don't know what to do with it. So imagine the penny can talk. And imagine the penny responds to what you just said. You might have to hold it up to your ear because it's so tiny.
It says you're in the way of your own success.
It says you are in the way of your own success. Go ahead and say, and why are you who appeared?
Why are you who appeared? Just to show me the route, I guess.
To show you the route. That's exactly right. Ooh, look around for another penny on the ground. There may or may not be one, but he mentioned a route. So I got the sense that it might almost be like breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
Either way is perfect and
I can
correct.
see the, like, in the garage floor, like just like that kind of floor. And that's where I found that penny on. And nothing in the room, just like, empty room.
Yeah, an empty room with a penny on the ground. It's like a garage.
It's a garage, yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead and say, Penny, why did I find you in here?
Penny, why did I find you in here? Because that's how I felt.
Yeah, because that's how you felt. You felt like a penny in the middle of an empty garage.
Mm-hmm.
So what comes up to me is the sense of emptiness. There's also a sense of like grunginess, right? Like almost dirtiness.
But it's never, I don't know why it would even come up, because it doesn't resonate with anything.
No, it doesn't resonate with anything. I mean, certainly all you project is sparkling, beautiful abundance. So let's say, why is this dirty, grungy, empty garage here? Why is this how I felt?
Because I guess it's my emotions and how I feel inside because of things that I went through.
Yeah, that's right. So, you know that scene in Cinderella where all the animals come and help her clean the house?
Yeah.
It's time to clean house. It's time to clean that garage. It's time to make it sparkly. It's time to turn it into a magnificent place filled with stacks of cash instead of old dirty pennies. But you know how sometimes when people launch multi-million-dollar businesses and they frame the first dollar they ever made?
Yeah.
We want to honor that penny.
I know.
So find a way to honor it, make it into some beautiful sculpture or a way to present it in that space, and bring in some helpers, some animals or more angels, and start cleaning the space and let me know what happens next.
Doves came, like, the bird dove came, they brought some green piece of green thing. Like
Yes.
just the green like branch in their mouth.
Beautiful. Doves came and they brought
And
a
for some reason,
green branch.
Penny looks big. Like I put it in the wall, I framed it, but it looks huge.
Yes, you put Penny on the wall, you framed it. Now it looks huge. I love that. That's awesome. It became like a record, right?
Yeah.
So cool. So what happens with this green branch that the doves brought you?
It just brought me like I guess the like sign of peace.
You can finally be at peace with abundance.
I
So say
guess.
that 10 times out loud
Okay.
as you clean. I can finally be at peace with wealth, with money, with abundance. And if the words change every time, that's perfect.
I can finally be at peace with abundance. I can finally be at peace with money. I can finally be in peace with abundance. I can finally be in peace with money. I can finally be in peace with abundance. I can finally be in peace with my investments. I can finally be in peace with money. I can finally be in peace with large sums of money. I can finally be in peace with abundance. I can finally be in peace with money.
Beautiful. Now describe what that space looks like now.
Well, I opened the door of the garage, so the sun is shining there. Doesn't smell like, mold anymore.
Yes, the sun is shining. You open the door, you let the sun shine in. Good. What else did you do to spruce it up?
Nice cars are parked in there.
Good. Beautiful. Nice cars are parked in there. Awesome. So open up one of the trunks of one of the luxury cars and notice there's $10 million in there.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and put it into 3 stacks, one for saving, one for spending, and one for investing.
Mm-hmm.
And then say, I am so safe.
I am so safe.
And just hug it all. And how do you feel when you think about $10 million now?
Nothing special.
Good. No more fear?
But when I think about it, I don't feel feared. But when I actually try to think about it, as actual number, then it comes up.
Okay. So when you think about having it there in your arms, it's fine. But when you think about the actual number, the fear comes up.
Yeah.
So I get the sense that there's still a little tiny bit that you didn't fully give back to grandpa.
Yeah.
So think about 10 million, think about having $10 million, feel that fear that comes up and be like, oops, missed a spot. Sorry, grandpa, and put it back in his suitcase.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to do that. Think of $2 million, think of $15 million. Think of all these different various amounts of money. Don't worry about the billions yet, but go through a whole bunch of different amounts. And anytime a sliver of fear comes up, be like, whoops, forgot that little bit. Got to put that back in your suitcase, grandpa. And do that until it doesn't come up anymore.
Mm-hmm.
50,000, a million, 2 million, 75,000, go all over the place, back down from small to larger until there's no more fear. It's all just numbers.
No, I still feel it.
Yeah, you still feel it. So go ahead and say, by releasing this, it increases my chances of maintaining abundance.
By releasing it, it increases my chances to maintain abundance.
So I'll share with you what I'm seeing and let me know if it resonates. If it doesn't, we toss it.
Mm-hmm.
I see a little crab who's shaking in its shell, who's holding on to this fear and saying, I can't let it go. I can't let it go. I can't let it go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So put your palm out. It's just a tiny little crab and let it climb onto your hand and say, repeat out loud after me. Thank you for trying to help me.
Thank you for trying to help me.
But you're hurting me.
But you're hurting me.
You're hurting me physically.
You're hurting me physically.
You're hurting me emotionally.
You're hurting me emotionally.
You're hurting me spiritually.
You're hurting me spiritually.
And you're definitely hurting me financially.
And you're definitely hurting me financially.
I need you to either work with me,
I need you to either work with me
or I'm going to have to let you go.
or I'm gonna have to let you go.
And let me know what it says or does.
It's scared.
It's scared. So go ahead and show it the job you'd like for it to have. And I just got a visual of it being like a little accountant. It's little crab claws or with a calculator, and it's ringing in cash in a cash register. Show it. That's the job I want you to have, not this shaking in your boots, scared stuff.
Mhm.
Clinging to fear. I need you to be aware of our investments. I need you to be counting the cash. I need you to know where the money is at all times and have sexy ass spreadsheets. That's what I need from you. And let me know how it reacts when you're ready.
Oh yeah, that's happy. He's very
Good.
happy.
He's very happy. Good. So buy him a brand new sparkling calculator, a beautiful new cash register, and let him just go to town counting that money in the trunk of that luxury car. Which it's only in the trunk because it's in the garage. You earned this very legitimately. Perfect. So now practice thinking about the different numbers and see if anything's shifted.
Like 80% yes, and there is still like,
That's awesome. 80% yes is huge, huge life-changing amounts of transformation. I actually think keeping the other 15%, because that 15% is totally manageable, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like you feel the 15% and you go, okay, so maybe I don't buy those shoes today. And instead I put $2,000 into the investments. Like that 15% is totally manageable.
Now it's like, I'm like, how do I not to go back to the old ways? Like, I don't like fear of going back to, thinking the old way.
Yeah. So anytime you feel it go above 15%, 15% is max threshold that you're going to allow for concern. We're not even going to call it fear because at 15%, it's more just like concern.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you feel it trying to go above, you're going to go back to that cute little crabby and you're going to say, hey, I see you. Get back to the calculator job or we're going to have to part ways.
Okay.
I love you. I appreciate you trying to help, but we live in a brand new world now. Get back to the calculator and the cash register or we're going to have to part ways.
Okay.
You sort of feel that de-escalation when it gets back to work.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's the visual. And then the external experience in life will be reflective of what's happening for you internally in your subconscious.
Yeah.
So as long as that cute little crabby keeps loving his job and doing that work, there's no reason for him to try to go backwards.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. How do you feel now?
Great.
Good. Awesome job. Really, really, really good. You made lifetimes worth of headway in just one session. So go ahead and thank all the parties as I count you down even deeper. Thank little Olyasha, thank the angel, thank your grandpa, thank this cute little crabby who only ever wanted what was best for you. He was just totally misguided in how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank everyone and everything, including the doves. 5, doubling your relaxation, feeling loved, feeling peace, feeling abundance. 4, the deeper you go, the better you feel. Olyasha, feeling strong and brave. 3, free to be your true self, dancing on the yacht of life, just so free, so happy, so peaceful, so abundant. 2, powerful, courageous, save some, spend some, invest some. And 1, how do you feel now?
Great.
Great, good. And when you're ready, coming back to this place this time, you can open your eyes.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful job. Beautiful.
Wow. But
we
like,
covered so much ground.
it's like, how does this all even come up in your mind? Like, do you make this up or it just like comes up and you just say it? Because like, is it our imagination or how does it even like,
It is. It's your imagination, but it's your intuition. So Thomas Edison used to do self-hypnosis every day to go into the theta brainwave state in order to invent. Because from the beta brainwave state, from consciousness, all we hear is, that's a bad idea. I'm not going to try that. That's not going to work. I already did this a million times. That person's going to figure out the light bulb before me, right? But when you go into theta, as you can see, visions pop up, meaning pops up. You understand that even if you really want to say, oh yeah, no, I've moved beyond that, your subconscious will say, nope, there's another layer until you really get it. And so this is your inspiration, this is your intuition, and this is what happens when we don't have the critical factor of the mind blocking your healing and your deep understanding of what's actually happening.
This is, wow, this is magical. You know, I probably would have to put it in series, because for people to listen to one of the episodes, they're gonna miss all the information, but I'm gonna cut it off, like, you know, in parts.
Yeah, I
And
love that.
they're gonna wait for another episode.
Yes, I love that. I think that's brilliant, you know, and see what happens next with abundance, and see what makes me cry, because you got emotional there. I mean, it's so much information, and you could see how we could have kept going for 5 more hours easy, which is why when I work with my VIP clients, I work with them for a year. You know, every week we've got more. We can keep going deeper and deeper into those subconscious layers.
You know, my therapist, she did not practice hypnosis because she didn't know how to do it, but like kind of like things by imagining things and doing like this on kind of folding the layers. That's what we did, kind of the same, because you know, I had fear of death, and she said, how do you picture death? I was like, well, it comes like, you know, with this hood on and like it usually comes on. She was like, well, make it look fun, make it look like pretty, and then like make it disappear. And then of course, like when you go through all this, it kind of goes away. So
well, what will be so cool, if you want to, you know, you visualized giving back this suitcase to your grandpa and how much lighter you felt. So in the moment, you got to experience that transformation. But over the next however long they're waiting to hear this, you're going to see what that does in your real life. Like the session itself is cool, but nowhere near as cool as when you actually see yourself calling in greater abundance, because you're so light and free and not afraid anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, you processed genuinely lifetimes worth of fear around money here today. And I know this isn't the first time you've worked on this topic, which just goes to show you how many layers there were. But could you feel it? Could you feel the final, like, it's almost like I felt like a cork pop when that little crab finally got to be on the calculator. And in our minds, we're like, that's just a little visual, but what's going to happen to your bank account is the true power of hypnosis.
We'll see. I'll share that after.
Yeah. And
also,
all things, you know.
I was shocked, like, how come this, like, you know, out of nowhere, this penny comes up on the floor, and why just like one penny, and why it's just like all, you know, out of everything, like supposed to probably be picturing something fear or something else, but that's what I pictured. That's what came up.
It's fascinating. It's fascinating what your subconscious will bring up. And then for you to go, oh my God, this is how I felt on the inside. It doesn't make any sense because of everything else that I do in the world and how I look and how I behave and everything I surround myself with. But I felt like a musty, closed up garage with one dirty penny in it. And now you've let in the fresh air, you let in the light, and you framed this thing on the wall. Like, so much is going to shift. I can't wait to hear how you feel in 2 or 3 days. You're going to feel so clean from the inside out, so powerful, like a new lease on life. It's so exciting.
Thank you so much for this experience. Like, it's like magical, you know.
It is. It's so powerful. Accessing the subconscious changes our life forever. And I'm just so honored that you were brave enough and courageous enough to say, let's do it.
I don't mind, like, I'm sharing always a lot of information, you know, on my social media, so my followers know me, but now, like, they're gonna see even more.
So cool. So cool. I'm really excited.
Like, if we started, at 2:30, it would be like an hour, 15, like, probably would be like 30-minute episodes.
Yeah, that sounds amazing, because there's definitely spots you can slice out where, you know, or you can even fast forward. Like if there's a time where you're taking a moment to process, they can see you processing. I actually don't think it needs too much editing because you're so psychic. You get things really fast. Some other people take more processing.
Like, is it like everyone has the same kind of thing? Like, why?
Yeah.
All the places, the safe place was not on the beach. I was in the closet with like diamond necklace and bag and crisp green apples. Like, how.
I love that so much. Yeah, people always will say, well, did I just make it up? And it's like
Yeah.
the power of your subconscious, what it will elicit in order for you to feel true safety, true power, actually transform, is going to be so different from what your conscious mind would have done. And that's how you know it's real. It's almost like the more wild it is, the more real it is, because you know it's coming from the depths of your subconscious and not something that you were conditioned to think, right?
Yeah.
Not to say that a lot of people don't have their safe place be a beach, they do, but then there'll be something else in their session which indicates to them like, whoa, I never would have said that. I never would have done that. I can't believe that popped up.
Yeah.
And but the healing that happens after is the most amazing part.
Yeah. I know, usually like when I tried that experience and when I've done, like when I worked through some blocks, I had in the months, I mean, right away, probably in a week or so, I've seen the difference. And then in the months and after, I've seen like major difference.
Amazing. So awesome.
But
So
you know, the thing happened why I stopped working with that therapist, because I reached the limit and I couldn't break that limit because she had the limit on herself about this. And like as many times as we worked through, she was like, I guess I can't help you anymore. And I was like, well, because I need someone who is stronger and who has like higher limits so I can break that limit off, you know?
yeah. I mean, hypnotherapy, I've tried everything. I've done everything. And of course I'm biased because I've been doing this for 10 years and it's my mission to make it mainstream in the world. But when I work with my VIPs, my clients now, because our company is an Inc. 5000 fastest growing company, our app is blowing up. People love it. You know, our certification school has 800 students already. And my team of hypnotherapists, we're going to have 40 people pretty soon who provide hypnotherapy all over the world over Zoom. So anyone listening can have a session with them anytime. We're busy, right? So I can't have very many clients anymore. So my clients pay between 6 and 7 figures to work with me for a full year. And they're CEOs of Fortune 500 companies, you know, they're world-renowned artists, and they all go like, hypnotherapy is the most powerful thing I've ever done. And there's no end to it because your subconscious will always find the next thing to up level. And like I didn't say to bring in an angel. I said, maybe there's a guide, right? And yours was this magnificent angel who took your hand. So even though I can say like, maybe it's this or maybe it's that, your subconscious takes you where it needs to go, and it will take you as far as you're ready to go. And it took you far today.
Thank you so much. It was incredible.
My absolute pleasure. So, you know, I hope everyone listening, if this has piqued your interest at all, that you'll go to getgrace.com and download our app. It's free. Just start using hypnosis in your life. Start upgrading your subconscious mind. There's no reason to live with old, outdated, limiting beliefs or habits that don't serve you or fears that never served you. And freedom awaits.
Where they can find you also, what is your social media handles and all the other information?
Yeah, I'm at Grace Smith TV on social media everywhere. I've got multiple books. You can see some of the covers behind me, but I would start with Close Your Eyes, Get Free. And you can find everything at getgrace.com.
Thank you so much, Grace. And also, I know there is a weight loss book you have as well. Yes, we carry all this weight on ourselves, and it's somewhere subconscious mind that we need to let it go.
Yes.
So that one is very interesting too.
Yes, it's all energetic. It's about self-worth and self-love. You know, we called it Close Your Eyes, Lose Weight because millions and millions and millions of people put into Google search every day how to lose weight. But really, truly, the book is a journey of self-love and self-discovery. And once we reprogram those things internally at the subconscious level, the external weight that's not ours to carry melts away. And we have, at this point, probably thousands, if not hundreds of testimonials from people who've read the book who said just that.
Yeah, it's amazing. Thank you so much for being my guest.
Thank you for having me. This was so beautiful.